Welcome to the Family Engagement Webinar Learning Series. I am Jeanette Mejias and co-director of the New Jersey Family Engagement Hub. Today, we will dive into social emotional learning for student success. Please keep in mind that throughout the presentation, we will refer to social emotional learning as SEL. So before we get started, let us know by typing in the chat if you're a parent, professional, educator, student, community provider, perhaps you're all the things. Let us know what brings you here today. We want you to fully engage with us throughout the webinar, so please be sure to utilize the chat and give us some reactions if you're loving or liking the content that you're hearing. And now I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to my colleague, Dr. Lanisha Makel Ridley.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. As Jeanette said, my name is Dr. Lanisha Makel Ridley, and I am the other co-project director for the Hub. I am a mom of a 5-year-old named Brandon. I live in Parsippany Troy Hills, and my favorite thing to do is read. And now I'm going to turn it over to Kim Rivers for her introduction.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Kim Rivers, and I am the training coordinator for the New Jersey Family Engagement Hub. I am a wife and the mother of 3 teenage going into college year kids. And I am so delighted that you have joined us here this morning. And I'm going to pass it on to Tiffany.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Tiffany Molina, and I am the Family Engagement Specialist for the Central Region. I am a mother of 5 and a former educator. And now I'll pass it over to Tara.
Thank you so much, Tiffany. My name is Tara Semanek. I am the Southern Regional Family Engagement Specialist on the Family Engagement Hub. I am a mother of 3 children in middle school, and I am so excited to be with you all today. I will pass it to Faith for introduction.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Faith Victor. I am the Northern Regional Family Engagement Specialist. Fun fact about me, I love taking walks and just relaxing. Thank you for having me, and I'll pass it over to Alexis.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Alexis Spratt, and I am the Community Engagement Specialist. Fun fact about me is I love watching
So a little bit about SPAN. SPAN is the parent center for the state of New Jersey. We provide information, technical assistance, resources, and support for families. SPAN's mission and vision is to empower and support families and inform and really involve professionals who may be interested in the healthy development and education of children and youth. On the screen, you see this is a picture of a lot of our programs, and we've got many more. We've got 45 different programs that cover everything from education, health, mental health, human services, childcare, child welfare. We extend to over 40 national, regional, and local programs, and we are funded by government agencies, foundations, and fee-for-service contracts. And now I'm passing it on to Lanisha, who will share about our program.
Good morning again. I'm here to talk to you a little bit about the New Jersey Family Engagement Hub. The Hub was funded by the U.S. Department of Education. SPAN put in a grant about 3 years ago to become the statewide Family Engagement Center. And that grant was just funded last year. So we're completing our first year at the end of this month of being the New Jersey Family Engagement Hub. The hub serves as a centralized place for families, educators, community-based organizations, and youth to get information about family engagement. We see ourselves as that connector, the connector between our educators, our families, our community-based organizations. We want to build collaborations and bridges between those populations. The way we're doing that is by having webinars like today's webinar, by having in-person workshops, by working with our school districts to have training sessions with them and to build their capacity in family engagement. Also, we're trying to work with our youth. We're bringing them to the table as we work with the districts so that they're able to say what they need in order to be successful. The goal is by increasing family engagement in our school districts, in our communities, in our homes, that we will also increase the educational outcomes of our children. And now I will turn it over to our next presenter.
Okay, so what we want to go ahead and do, we're going to go ahead and launch a Mentimeter because we want to hear from you. What do you think of when you hear the term social emotional learning? Just put the word or the phrase that comes to your mind in the link and the Mentimeter link is already in the chat. So we're just going to give you a couple of, probably about 30 seconds to share with us, and then we will share the results. Okay, thank you so much. At this time, let's populate and see what are those answers. Alexis, if you can go ahead and populate that, let's see what our audience shared. Let's give us a couple of seconds because sometimes it just takes a couple of seconds to bridge the results in. Wonderful. Oh my God, I love all these responses. Regulation, yes. Managing emotions, absolutely. Self-care, I love that self-care is bolded out. I kind of feel like that's what stands out. Social skills, absolutely. Self-management, independence, regulation, wonderful. These are all such great phrases, great thoughts. And at this time, what I'm going to go ahead and do, first of all, thank you for participating in our Mentimeter. Now what we're going to go ahead and do, we're going to queue up a short video to hear the perspective of educators, parents, students, and community partners. And what is SEL?
Thank you, Alexis. Okay. So New Jersey's 5 core social and emotional competencies. So New Jersey has identified five core social and emotional competencies based on a model used by CASEL. So these competencies represent the outcomes we want to achieve when engaging in SEL efforts. The competencies are self-awareness, which is the ability to recognize one's emotions and know one's strengths and limitations. And it's how we think about ourselves, who we are. It includes understanding our culture, our thoughts, and feelings, and what we believe we're capable of. It's also about understanding how these feelings and these things can influence our behaviors and beliefs. Self-management, which is the ability to regulate and control one's emotions and behaviors. particularly in stressful situations. This includes coping with stress and anxiety, persevering through challenges, and developing a sense of personal agency, a willingness and ability to take action to make a difference. Social awareness, which is the ability to take the perspective of others, demonstrate empathy and knowledge, and appreciate and acknowledge and appreciate similarities and differences, and understand how one's own actions influence and are influenced by others. It also includes understanding how what's happening around us can influence us and how we create and feel a sense of belonging. Responsible decision making, which is the ability to use multiple pieces of information to make ethical and responsible decisions, and is how we make positive and informed choices. This includes thinking about the consequences of our actions, being curious and open-minded to new perspectives and information, and identifying solutions that benefit us and the community around us. Relationship skills, which refers to one's ability to demonstrate pro-social skills and behaviors in order to develop meaningful relationships and resolve interpersonal conflicts, how we get along with others, how we form lasting friendships and connections. This includes communicating clearly, solving problems together, managing conflicts and disagreements, and standing up for ourselves and others. These 5 core social and emotional competencies help individuals manage emotions, build relationships, and succeed in life.
Okay, my apologies that the video did not play, so we'll be sure to share that YouTube video at when we wrap up the webinar. Our apologies for that. So let's talk about the logic model that you see here, which illustrates the importance of collaboration, partnership between communities, families, and educators. In the classroom, teachers can teach social and emotional skills directly and also create opportunities for students to practice and apply SEL skills during academic subjects. Classroom environments that are nurturing, trusting, relationship-rich, and student-centered strengthen SEL. Beyond the classroom, a student's SEL development can be nurtured throughout their school experience. So, for example, the way they're greeted in the hallways, the clubs they join, or their interactions with other students, staff that are in the cafeteria, playground, bus, main office. Adults in the schools can intentionally promote SEL by listening to students' opinions, being thoughtful about how they collect and reflect on data, and planning for academic and behavior support. Families and caregivers, as we know, are children's first teachers and bring deep expertise about their children's growth, experiences, culture, and learning needs. It is essential that schools listen to and work with families to better understand students' needs and shape how schools can effectively support their children's social and emotional development. Similarly, when schools connect with community organizations during and outside school, students have additional aligned opportunities for SEL. Community programs, they offer space for young people to practice social and emotional skills in settings such as sports, arts, clubs, work experiences, and service. And so a good example of these values of collaboration and partnership are reflected in the New Jersey tier system of support. Through the New Jersey tier system of support, as we know, is a framework. And the New Jersey Department of Education has acknowledged that it takes a village to raise and support our students. There should be communication and collaboration between families, educators, doctors, therapists, community, basically anyone in a child's life that has information to contribute about their needs and how best to meet them. SEL is considered a tier 1 or universal approach. In other words, everyone can benefit from social and emotional development and support. Many assume that SEL is only instituted at the beginning of the school year, or that it only needs to be used with students who demonstrate emotional or behavior issues. However, everyone benefits from developing strategies to help manage stress, build more meaningful relationships with others, and solve problems in a responsible way. It's important for all educators, teachers, support staff, and administration to work together to support all students in Tier 1 or universal level. Educators and support personnel can work together to provide additional supports for those students who need Tier 2 or 3 services to help them develop social and emotional competencies. But it's important to understand, it is critical that all students receive foundational SEL support before moving any student to more individualized services. And now, over to Faith.
Thank you, Jeanette. Students and SEL. There's this wonderful quote by Alfred Adler, and it says, "Empathy is seeing with the eyes of another, listening with the ears of another, and feeling with the heart of another." With students in SEL, so listen and observe. Pay attention to your environment. Start by listening. There is a lot that we can learn when we are slow to speak and quick to hear. Many times we adults call it reading the room. It helps to see how others are behaving, whether they are establishing eye contact, their body language, and how they are interacting socially. This helps you understand the people around you. Be mindful of self-care. Take a step back and reflect on how you're feeling at that given moment. Do you need to take a break? Do you need to take deep breaths? Do you need to go for a walk? There's nothing a nice walk cannot do. Communicate your needs. Ask for help as needed. Your teacher, your guidance counselor. Here's a rule of thumb. Try to identify an adult in your school that you can go to for help. Treat others how you want them to treat you. The golden rule. Try to put yourself in their shoes. Speak up with clarity, with kindness, and empathy. Are the words you're saying kind? Are they helpful? Are they encouraging and uplifting? Understand that words matter and they have a significant impact on yourself and on others. Be courageous and participate. Join a group. Do an activity. Put yourself out there in a positive way. Try to overcome your fears and exercise the muscle of socialization. It starts with hello and how are you? Why is SEL important to students? Without a doubt, SEL enhances student learning by helping students develop the knowledge, skills, and attitudes needed to successfully navigate their schooling experience. For example, SEL helps students understand their own strengths and limitations, develop their communication skills, manage their own learning, collaborate with others, apply real-world problems, engage in respectful dialogue, resolve conflicts peacefully, and advocate for themselves and others when confronted with difficult situations. All of these social and emotional competencies help facilitate students' deeper engagement in school, thus enhancing their learning. SEL is important to life outcomes. Teachers' positive ratings of students' social and emotional competencies at kindergarten are correlated with two things: increased likelihood and decreased likelihood. Increased likelihood, on-time high school graduation, graduation from college, and full-time job by age 25. Decreased likelihood, involvement with the police before adulthood, being arrested, and need for government assistance.
Thank you, Faith. And now let's talk a bit about strategies for educators and how you can support students' social and emotional learning. This quote says it is very important to understand that emotional intelligence It's not the opposite of intelligence. It is a triumph of the heart over the head, and it is the unique intersection of both. So how can we help support students at school as educators? Well, you can start with being watchful, listening and observing, and paying attention to what is happening within the class so that you can see early signs if there's any struggle with mental or emotional or even behavioral health challenges. Building a positive classroom culture. There should not be any tolerance for bullying or teasing or mean behaviors. All of the old tropes such as boys will be boys or girls are just mean. They can be particularly dangerous because they reinforce negative behaviors and also remove accountability. Encourage student collaboration and interaction. Help them establish a culture of listening, of working together, so they can develop mutual respect and engage with each other in a positive way. Establish no judgment sharing. Our kids should feel safe to express themselves without ridicule, even if they give the wrong answer. Help them understand that if they've given a response that's not accurate, that they can share it and figure out how to get to the right place. It really helps them build confidence and lets them know that they can still speak because that's how they're going to learn. Provide open access to counseling and supports. And that means not just for students, but for everyone. That includes teachers and administrators as well. Getting mental health should be normalized. It should happen without prejudice and, of course, remain confidential. And then social emotional learning needs to be foundational and built into all curriculum, development, policy, programming. That means it should be prioritized in professional development and promoted within the curriculum and integrated as policy in order for it to be effected and implemented and create awareness. Because remember, it starts from the top, and administrators need to model the behaviors because children are always watching. Now for families. The various ways that a child's adult caretaker, whether it's biological parents or foster parents or siblings or grandparents that are at home or in the community, effectively supports children's learning and healthy development. So what does that mean? Create a supportive home environment. Keep things organized because it helps our children mentally to prepare themselves to face each day when they know where everything is at and they feel supported at home. Model positive behaviors. So let's try to make sure that they have as little stress as possible at home. And yes, life happens, and we as adults have to work maybe a little harder so that we can not have that shared with our kids. Our reactions and our behaviors are constantly being observed and reflected. So we have to teach them daily how to control and demonstrate appropriate social and emotional responses. Encourage open communication. Ask your kids daily open-ended questions. How are you? Are you okay? What's up? Encourage that practice of sharing their feelings, because in that way, we can see any signs of trouble, any signs of challenges. Yes, look at your kids Pay attention if their appetite has changed, if their sleep patterns have changed, any signs of depression. And if you see something, do something, take action, get help, ask the teacher, ask family members, the health center, church. Identify and utilize the mental health resources that are available to you. The state of New Jersey has many, and we will be sharing that later on. Contact your insurance company, find out where you can find in-network services. Show up and be present at school. And for families, that seems like a little thing, but it can be super important to our kids to see us get involved when we volunteer for school functions or activities, so that our kids know that we're present and they feel supported. Now for the communities. Well, the quality of our relationships determines the quality of our lives. So community-based organizations can be really important for our students' social and emotional learning. You can provide programs and activities, such as after-school programming, weekend sports activities, giving students a space and a place where they can have fun, socialize, de-stress in an informal and supportive environment. It also provides a respite for family.
So, even if you are a student, a parent, a member of a community-based organization, you have benefits, you will benefit from social emotional learning. Because at the heart of everything, we're individuals. So as an individual, if you practice social emotional learning, you will have increased self-esteem and confidence. Because social emotional learning teaches you about yourself. So we need to know more about who we are, what makes us tick, in order for us to be able to practice better self-management. So if you hear these words, social emotional learning, self-management, self-care, those are the things that we shared, and those are the things that came up on the Mentimeter at the beginning of our presentation. That is what social emotional learning is all about. It is about practicing positive social behavior so that we can improve our relationships amongst ourselves, in our families, within our classrooms, with our colleagues, and out in the community. SEL helps us to better understand how we respond to situations. So we'll know, some things are triggers for me, and I need to maybe walk away. Or like Faith said earlier, take a walk. So we know what our strengths and our weaknesses are, so that we can handle those when we go into different situations or we're around different people. This allows us to have better relationships. This allows us to have stronger relationships. I know me personally, my friends know me. So they know, hey, Lanisha's, she's kind of like taking some time out. Maybe she's going to read a book. And then I'll come back and engage. So once you know you, people will be able to know you, and you'll be able to communicate that to others. Overall, by practicing SEL, we are practicing better mental health for ourselves, our children, and our families that will ultimately make sure that we have better communities. So before I leave you talking about the benefits of SEL, I want to leave you with this quote. The quote is from Brian Tracy, and he said, "You have within you right now everything you need to deal with whatever the world throws at you." So by practicing SEL and knowing the benefits of SEL, We know what is better for us, and we know that we have it within ourselves to handle whatever situation that comes upon us. Now, let me talk to you a little bit about some resources that are available to you, your families, your students, and within your community. Perform Care is available, and you can access Perform Care through your local family support organization. NAMI, which is the National Alliance for Mental Health, is a nationwide resource, and there is a NAMI chapter within New Jersey. Mobile Response. So if there's something happening and you need someone to come out into your home or in the community, you can definitely contact the Mobile Response number and they will be able to help you. There's a family hotline, 1-800-THE-KIDS, that families, parents, students, educators, community-based organizations can take advantage of. And last but certainly not least, New Jersey Statewide Student Support Services. This is called New Jersey 4S. There's a New Jersey 4S program in almost every county in the state of New Jersey. If you don't know where your 4S community program is, please look on the website for DCF, Department of Children and Families, and you'll be able to locate your New Jersey 4S program in your particular community. We will also be providing you with a link at the end of this presentation that will have more resources for you to be able to access should you need them. And now I will turn it over to Jeanette.
Thank you, Lanisha. Such valuable information. Now I get a chance to share upcoming events, which I'm pretty excited about, and we here at the Hub are as well. The first event that we want to invite you is to the SPAN Open House, which is scheduled on Wednesday, September 18th. It's from 1 to 7. It's very casual. Just drop in between those hours. We're located in Newark, New Jersey, and you'll get an opportunity to meet the Hub team and other program teams at SPAN. You'll receive some valuable information and resources and get to understand what we do as a parent center. Plus, you'll be part of the unveiling of the SPAN donor wall and tree of gratitude. There is no cost to come to the event, but we do require that you register. We have provided the registration link in the chat. We also have an exciting webinar installed and scheduled for next month. October 10th, we're going to bring to you literacy and family engagement. We're pretty excited because we have a special guest, Jamie Zabluski. And if you're not familiar with her, she is the author of Booksmart, and you might have seen her on other platforms, but she is absolutely amazing. So I encourage you to please register. We also will put the link in the chat, and the information will also be housed in our website, the NGFE Hub website, which will also put that link in the chat. And that concludes the portion of our webinar. Thank you so much for joining us. Please be sure to scan the QR code and fill out our evaluation. We're also going to put the link in the chat to fill out the survey, which is extremely important to us. Once you complete the survey, we will go ahead and provide you the resources, the PowerPoint, and all the things that were shared throughout the presentation, and have access to the Google folder. Once again, thank you for choosing us. Thank you for spending your time with us. And we'll see you hopefully at the open house, and most definitely next time and next month on our webinar. Until next time.